What is up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny 2. Now in today's video we're taking a look at a new possible location for this year's full DLC, so if you want to check out where we could be going later this year, then this is the video for you. Now if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below, that super helps me out here on the channel, and if you are new around here and want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now, each and every year we get a variety of leaks across different platforms, giving us hints and tips and some bits of speculation almost about where the full DLC may land us. Now, yesterday I tweeted out, "Welcome to Enceladus," with a screenshot of some concept art originally for Destiny 2. Now, this piece of concept art and many pieces of concept art for Destiny 2 were created by Jesse Van Dyke. He is the art director currently over at Bungie and has been at Bungie for nearly a decade. Now, the tweet itself has received a lot of positive conversations. I'll be sure to leave that in the video description as well if you want to add to those. But I thought it'd be a great conversation to have with you guys, and we can approach this from two angles. We can look at this from the development and technical perspective and how realistic it is to get a location like Enceladus into the game, but also where does that sit within the current story, and are we likely to progress in that direction moving towards this fall? So if we first take a look at Destiny's life cycle, there's been many instances throughout Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 where items or assets are either repurposed or reused in various different ways. This could be either as part of a new content drop or new concept and ideas which are later reimagined as later DLCs. Now, a few examples of these, if we head over to the Vex portal on the moon, as you can see, this is currently the entrance to the raid, but this is originally from the Valley of Kings over on Mars from Destiny 1. It's almost exactly the same, and even the geometry surrounding the portal is the same as the original. Now, another great example of this is over on Lost Oasis. You can find this on Io, just outside the Pyramidion. Now, this was also in Crossroads back in Destiny 1, which was the Crucible map, which also not only had the Pyramidion, but also the same vegetation and trees as we have now on Io. So what you tend to find is either early concept art or even previous game assets are sometimes an indicator of what is right in front of you. So with that in mind, this brings us nicely onto Enceladus. This is the new piece of concept art that we're referring to, which was launched alongside the launch of Destiny 2 back in 2017. Now, this piece of concept art is very reminiscent of the early Europa concept art, which is very famous and very much requested amongst the community. Now, the European Dead Zone was actually in development throughout Destiny 1's life cycle, but it was too big to put into the game and was later launched as a key location within Destiny 2. And that's very obvious because that is not only the largest destination, but in my opinion is one of the most polished. Now, with this all in mind, it's very possible that Bungie were also developing an early Europa concept, which never made it into the game in any capacity. However, much like the previous examples we've talked about, it's entirely possible that the Europa concept, which was being developed, is now being migrated over into Enceladus, which is possibly going to be a destination for us later in D2's lifecycle. Now, if we go back to Jesse's concept art, he provides massive amounts of concept art for Destiny 2, very much of which has ended up in the game itself. There's very few examples in his portfolio, as you can see, which didn't make it into the final game. But be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Has Bungie been developing a snow-based destination for us since Destiny 1? And is it likely to be Enceladus later on in Destiny 2? Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. So those are the technical and development links which possibly indicate Enceladus being a destination. But what are the story and lore implications of that? And realistically, are we being led in that direction anyway in game? And with this in mind, if we jump over to the Ace in the Hole mission back from the original Destiny 2 campaign, Cayde reveals some interesting parts of his past which point towards Enceladus and hopefully the Deepstone Crypt.
Petra, if you're listening to this, you killed me. Maybe the Sovs, in all their mysterious wisdom, decided they were sick of me? If the Queen ordered the hit, I guess I understand. You're a real glutton for chivalry. But if it was Aldrin, I'm pissed. Just thinking about that peacock gives me a headache. But I'm betting my death was another case of your famous collateral damage. Because you're a real do-gooder. Seriously, it's annoying. But good deeds never go unpunished when you're around. You got a blast radius, PB. Well, it was fun while it lasted. Oh, and tell Paladin Orin, if the sun over Nessus escapes nebula cycle, evac labor after dawn under solstice. You got that, PB? This one's for the minds behind the Deepstone Crypt. You think just because you made me, you can unmake me? Hey, I understand. I were you, I wouldn't want people knowing what I did either. Guess you better hope I didn't tell anyone about the crypt. Or about the, what was it? Oh yeah, long, slow whisper. 'Cause if I did, that would be real bad for you, huh? I may be dead, but I guarantee you ain't heard the last of me.
Now there's more to this audio than meets the eye. If you take the first letter of each of the key sentences that he's making out to Petra Vinge, this simply reads out, "It's on Enceladus." Now with that in mind, what is Cayde referring to and why is it important? So if we take a look back at Cayde's journal, which launched when The Taken King came out, he gives us a bit of insight when he was rebooted. Now Cayde's journal reads, "Saturn? No, someplace else, someplace colder. This moon has almost been completely converted, a sarcophagus of ice and iron. Stone towers rung round with glaciers rooted deep within a heart of snow. I came here flesh and bone, gave everything to the ice, started over, rebooted." So this journal entry tells us that not only did Cayde go close to Saturn, he went somewhere much colder, and Enceladus is Saturn's 6th largest moon, and it's the one covered in sheets of ice as well. Now, if this is Enceladus, Cayde went there as a human and came back as an exo, which highly suggests that the Deep Stone Crypt is located on Enceladus. And one of the final key pointers in the game currently pointing towards Enceladus is at the final cutscene upon completion of Destiny 2. When the Traveler's Light is traveling through the solar system, it touches pretty much every planet that we've been able to revisit. Now at one point it does cover Saturn, and a lot of the early assumptions were that we're going to go back to the Dreadnought. However, if you take a closer look, you can see some of Saturn's moons in the same image as well. And some of the final pieces of the puzzle may come together upon completion of the live quest. Once you unlock all the lore entries, there may be a few more hints and tips in there about what is to come and where we may be going later this year. So there we have it, guys. That is Enceladus. Now, from a technical and development standpoint, it's very possible that we could be seeing this destination later this year. And from a story perspective, it is also possible that this moon could be making an appearance very soon. Now, if you have enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a rating down below. That super helps me out here on the channel. And if you are new around here, I want to keep up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 content, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, but I will catch you all again very soon.